Hello, welcome again to another video about understanding insurance claims. Today we're going to be looking at an automobile claim, say where you've had your automobile damaged and you've already talked to your adjuster, an appointment's been made to meet where the vehicle is, maybe at a body shop. And once you get there, there are certain things that may or may not come up, but if they do, these are some typical things that have to be discussed. One is, what if there's questionable damage? What if some of the damage that's there does not appear to have been caused during the accident? Maybe this is front end damage and the accident occurred on the rear of the vehicle. So there's some things that need to be discussed between you, the body shop, and your adjuster, so that it won't be a matter of dispute later. Get those things cleared up as quickly as possible. Something else is, what if there's hidden damage that the body shop can't see, but they think, well, possibly there's some suspension damage, for example, and we can't tell for sure if there's any more damage than what we've got on the estimate. Your adjuster needs to know from the shop that that particular thing is open, and he will arrange to come back if they find additional damage. What if your vehicle is a total loss? If you've had any major work done to your car, maybe an overhaul of the transmission, overhaul of the engine, something of that nature, then it could influence the value of your car. Typically just brakes and things of that nature, new battery and so forth, won't change the evaluation of your car. But some major things could. So that needs to be brought to the attention of the adjuster if it's a total loss. And also just be sure to have those receipts so he can have something to document the fact that your car may be worth more than just a typical car without those kinds of repairs. And what if the VIN number, the identification number on the vehicle, doesn't match? Well, maybe you're driving a vehicle, but possibly you purchased this vehicle 2 or 3 weeks ago and you forgot to let your insurance company know, and the VIN does not match for the vehicle, neither does the brand, the model and so forth does not match what the insurance adjuster has. Maybe you're driving a non-owned vehicle, maybe you borrowed someone else's vehicle, or maybe the vehicle that's described in the policy is in the shop for repairs, so you're driving a temporary substitute. So those are some things that may come up once the inspection is made. And what if you and your adjuster cannot agree on the value of the damage, the extent of the damage? Well, there's a provision in your policy that will allow you to take it to an appraisal, where you and your adjuster select someone who's independent, unbiased, and they look at the damage and then they come up with an agreement, and then that will be pretty well binding on both parties. Another question is, what if there are shop delays? If the shop says that they'll get your vehicle out in 2 weeks and maybe it's been a month or a month and a half, who is responsible for those delays? Well, the shop is responsible. Now, you may have rental coverage under your policy, but your insurance company says, okay, 3 weeks, a month is plenty, so we're not going to pay beyond that just because your shop has some unnecessary or unreasonable delays in making repairs. So those are some things that need to be discussed, and be discussed with the shop owner so that he knows that he's in the loop as well and what's expected of him. One of the things is, now if you are paid for the initial damage and you sign the check, that does not mean that you cannot collect later for additional damage that's found, because you have a contractual relationship with your company. It's not a matter of liability. So just because you receive one check and cash it does not mean that you cannot collect another check or receive payment for other damage. One of the questions that always comes up is, who hires the shop? Well, you as the owner of the vehicle have to hire the shop. You have to say, Mr. Jones, Bob Jones Records or at repair shop, it's your responsibility to get the work done. I'm giving you the authorization to proceed with repairs. Who pays the wrecker service? Typically, the body shop will pay the wrecker, and that will be added to their bill, and the insurance company will pay the body shop, which will include the wrecker service. And those are some things, and as far as rental coverage, you may have some rental coverage or you may not, but this is something that normally is added by an endorsement. So you need to be sure that, because if you don't have rental coverage, you're going to be asking that body shop perhaps to proceed more expeditiously than you might if you have rental coverage. So those are some questions that will come up at the time the car is inspected by your adjuster. And any questions that you have, be sure that you bring those up to your adjuster at the time that you meet with him. And always feel, okay, I have a question that comes up later, call your adjuster. Keep him in the loop as much as you can, because he may look at the vehicle and think everything is fine and not know any more about it for the next 2 weeks unless somebody brings it to his attention. Usually the body shop owner will call him and say, well, we found additional damage, and your adjuster will say, well, okay, lay it aside, I'll come by and inspect it. But the more communication that you can have, and I think that's the name of the game, the more you can communicate, the better things will go, the more smoother things will go. So these are just some ideas, that things that you can do to help expedite your claim in a way that will be more satisfactory to you. And so if you like this video, I ask you to hit the subscribe button and be looking for a lot more videos along this line. Again, I thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.